Hey guys, Joe here from XFoxGames, and check it out. We got the Adventure Force Spectrum. Now, this is a blaster from Adventure Force. It's probably been out about 2 weeks or so since I'm doing this video. And again, this one's been hard to get. This one has been very, very popular. There are a ton of reviews that I watched where people are praising this, and I was like, I gotta pick that thing up because, man, Adventure Force is coming out with some stuff that, wow, I feel like it's kind of what we all wanted from Nerf, right? It's all what we wanted, and they're coming out with some stuff that I'm like, man, for the price point and what you're getting and the performance, it is unbelievable. So Adventure Force, you guys are watching this, man, give me a message. I want to do more reviews of this stuff. But we were able to pick one of these up at our local store, big box retailer. You know, at our local Walmart, man, Adventure Force has like almost as much real estate on the shelves as Nerf does. So I think that's awesome. I've loved a lot of their blasters that I've reviewed. You guys can check them out here. They're innovative. They shoot hard. They're just fun. And, you know, when I saw someone do a review on this one, I was like, okay, I got to try this thing because, yeah, this thing looks sick. It has some cool, you know, attachments and hop-ups on it, and the performance of it was really good. So I was like, you know what? Let's try this. If I can find it, I'm going to try it, and I'm going to review it for you guys. So, again, you know, the biggest question here, a lot of people are going to ask is they're going to say, hey, is that thing the Stryfe killer? Is it the Phoenix killer? And we're going to get to that. We're going to do a little bit of comparison, but we're not going to go too much in depth. But I do want to compare that because I know a lot of you guys are asking it. So let's get right into this thing so you guys can figure out what this thing is all about and if it's something that you guys want to get. But look at that thing. So sick. Oh, gosh. Anyways, let's take a look at the actual box here. Again, from the front of the box, nothing too fancy. You know, Spectrum. It claims to go 80 feet, which I'm like, 80 feet? But it uses 6 AA's? It's probably going to shoot faster. Motorized, comes with 15 darts. It's the only complaint, right, is those waffle head darts are awesome. Everybody, well, I love them. Almost everybody I hear that uses them, love them. I wish they would have included just a little bit more in here, maybe like 20 instead of 12. I don't know, you know, that's just me, though. I wish they would have done more darts in this because, again, when it comes to motorized, I always lose them because I'm just shooting them all over the place. So just include a few more darts, maybe double them. Hey, I don't know, right? Again, it's, you know, this is what we're asking for. So I would love to see more darts in it, but overall, I think the blaster is great. The back of the box, nothing too fancy again here, right? It just kind of talks about, you know, motorized battery operated. It got the front adjustable tactical grip, the rev trigger. You know, nothing too crazy about the box. No spoilers. I do like it when they have like a blaster on there that's coming out that you haven't seen yet. And you're like, oh man, look at that thing. That thing is freaking awesome. So nothing too crazy when it comes to the box. And I think that's cool, right? We don't need to be paying $5 extra for a fancy old box. I want that, you know, all the money that I pay to really go into the actual blaster itself. So you can see aesthetically, this thing looks great. I mean, it feels really like a Stryfe, maybe a little bit bigger, but it's nice. I mean, I like kind of the, you know, the molding and the little rivets and divots, again, that they kind of do on the side here. It's not too bad. Again, it comes with a few cool accessories. You guys can kind of see the grip down here, this whole area. It's really one of the key spots on a blaster, right? You need everything kind of right there on a motorized blaster. So, of course, they have, you know, the grip here, and it feels good. It is a little small for my larger adult hands, but still, I don't think, you know, a kid or an adult is going to have an issue holding this. But you do have the rev trigger right below the trigger, and the trigger pull is actually, it's actually not that bad. It's very smooth, so maybe a little hard, but I can get it, right? It's much smoother than some of the Nerf blasters that are out there. And of course, right in the front of that, you can usually hit it with your ring finger or your pointer finger and release the mag, right? Which I think is kind of cool. That's very similar to some of the Dart Zone Pro stuff, and some of the stuff that I've been seeing is it's right there, very easy to do. Unlike the Elite Nerf 2.0 series where I couldn't even barely get the mag out with my finger. So that's a whole nother thing, and I don't really want to get into that. Now, with this blaster, yes, it comes with a 10-round magazine. Nothing to shake a stick out here, right? Just your classic 10-round magazine. Right on the bottom, boom, it says, hey, look, 10 darts. But you guys know me, right? I love my drum magazines, and that's exactly what I'm going to use in this blaster. Anytime it's a motorized blaster, I wish they had the drum magazine because you rip through 10, 6 shots like nothing. So when you have a 25-round drum down here, man, oh gosh, I love it. You can just rip through them and have a little bit extra. And it's not, look, I mean, it's not too bulky, right? I mean, it's like right there, which I think is cool. But again, that's a whole nother topic. The thing too, again, about these drum magazines is I was like, man, I really wish that Adventure Force would come out with a drum magazine so I can use something different than the Nerf one. And you know what? when I was thinking that in my head, check this out right here. I'll just pull it up. Yes, I saw this. I was like, oh man, I gotta pick that up also. I swear Adventure Force has like some tap in my house that they know exactly what I'm looking for when I want it, right? So I'm gonna do a review on this right after this because I want to break into this blaster really bad. I want to get into it and shoot the thing because it claims to shoot 100 feet. So you know you're gonna get a little more FPS out of it. So I was like, wait a second. So I'm gonna get a drum magazine and shoot 100 FPS, or not 100 FPS, but 100 feet. So I get about 20 more FPS than this blaster. I was like, you know what? I got to pick that thing up. I almost want to just throw this thing and go do that one, but I got to do this for you guys. So again, the magazine, nothing to shake a stick at. It does come again with 12 of the waffle darts, which again, these are really great. I mean, if anybody of you guys have shot these things, they are great. I know they are off-brand Nerf, but you know what? These things rock. So don't discount them for, you know, they're not quote-unquote Nerf Elite darts. These things shoot hard, fast, and straight. And I think you can usually pick about 100 of these up. They have the 100 little round drum thing. Or I think they have 500 maybe it is. And I think they're super cheap. I saw them at Walmart, but I was like, I don't need any more. I got a ton of these things laying around. So again, nothing to shake a stick at, but you do get 12, which gives you 2 extra in case you do lose some. Now, on the blaster itself, of course, the back kind of stock here, it does have kind of that standard stock attachment here, so a lot of the Nerf ones will not fit this, but it's pretty nice. You can just, you know, put the push the little lever back here, and I think you have 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you do have 4 adjustable slots on the back, so you kind of can, you know, just put it to your liking. It is a little bit short for my adult arms, but I think for a kid, I think you're going to have no problem. And again, you know, you could actually pull that off, and it does have the buffer tube. So if you guys have, you know, like AR stocks and stuff like that, yeah, throw that thing right on there. It might be a little heavy, but you know what? I think that's awesome that they included that. But I do always like the adjustability stocks. I think that's great, right? You kind of fit it to what fits you best, right? So up front, they do have the foregrip. This is okay. I think it is a little bit wobbly. It is definitely not going to move if you don't put too much pressure on it, right? So for me, if I put too much, it comes up. But I mean, if you're not putting too much, I think you're okay. I think it's nice that it's angled like that. I would have preferred it was down below. That way some of the other attachments from like Nerf and things like that you can fit on there. But it is nice. If you don't care about it, you just kind of hit this button on the side. It goes up. And then, of course, if you want to slide the whole thing off, you just push the lower button and it just slides all the way off. So you kind of have this front. I kind of like this a little bit better because I'm never really going to use that front grip. I feel it's just a little bit flimsy. But you can put, yes, you know, some of your favorite Nerf attachments. They don't really stay all that great because there's no little stop for the little clip. But, I mean, you can get it there and you can just kind of hold it. But I think that kind of looks funky at that angle, right? Like, it's kind of... But it's nonetheless, you know, I don't know. I would say I would take it off. That's my personal preference. And it only slides on from the bottom, which is kind of cool. So it'll lock right into place. And it's kind of the same thing again, you know, for the Nerf one. You can get it to lock into place without that little nub attaching, but look how far it is, right? So like holding it out here, it actually doesn't feel bad, but I don't know. It's just a weird angle for me. So just figured I'd throw that out there. Of course, the scope, you guys know this. It's kind of a cool little sleek scope. I mean, I got nothing bad to say about it. It does have in the end of the scope kind of the, you know, the little sights, which I always say, you know what, just take those out. It's not helping you anyway, right? You're not magnifying anything. To take it off, you do have a little clip that you pull up and it slides right off. In this tactical rail, you can put all of your favorite accessories, whether it's, you know, I don't know, one of these Nerf, not Nerf Rival, but one of these Fortnite scopes here, which is a little bit bigger. It actually doesn't look that bad on there. Check that out. But you can put your favorite optics on there. Again, it doesn't clip in with the little clip on most of the Nerf, you know, attachments. It has a little clip in the front. It doesn't do it, so it's going to slide a little bit. But for the most part, it's going to stay still. It ain't going anywhere if you're trying to move this thing. But I don't know. I mean, up to you. I like the sight, but I don't like the sight. I never really aim by it. I always kind of just look down the blaster and shoot. But again, it is all your personal preference. I do think it adds a cool little flair to it. Let's slide that thing down. You know, adds a cool little flair, right? It's a scope, whatever. For me, I'd probably put it way down towards the end because, again, you know, I kind of tuck everything up and I got to look down towards the end to kind of shoot. Now, let's pull this thing out. Again, this thing uses, when I first opened it, I was like, how many batteries does this thing use? 4. I was like, whoa. Anything that uses 4 AA's, I'm just like, oh, My gosh, I'm like, come on. But this actually uses 6 AA's, so I was like, yes! I don't really need to LiPo mod it unless I want to go to 11.1 volts. But usually when anything's right around about 9 volts, 9.6, I'm just like, you know what? That's good for me. That shoots good for a lot of our leagues. They like to keep the thing stock. So, yes, I like that it uses 6 AA's. And it doesn't break the bank, right? AA's don't cost that much in comparison to like C's and D's where you got to get 6. You're like, oh gosh, chewing through those things. So, yep, you just open that door right here on the left, throw your batteries in, and you're ready to go. And if you notice, one of the things I noticed is over here on the right where the 2 little motors are in there, and it's probably, I'm trying to pull this up so you guys can see this, but they have these like little slots, like little air vents for the motors to help them cool down. I think that's kind of cool. I don't think I've seen that on any other blasters. Usually that whole mechanism is just kind of locked in there, right? You can't really get into it. So I want to do the quick compare, right? I know, again, a lot of you guys are like, come on, XFox, get to the compare with the Stryfe. So let's pull that up. You guys can kind of see here. Here is a Stryfe, and then, of course, here is the, well, if you want to call it the Stryfe 2.0, the Nerf Elite Phoenix, right? We did a review on it. You guys can check it out right there if you guys want to check it out. But everybody was calling the Phoenix the Stryfe 2.0. And, I mean, to be honest, I don't think they really did the 2.0 Stryfe all that great. I mean, it's all right, but, oh, geez. I would stick with the standard Stryfe. But you can see they're all very similar in size. I mean, you know, if you were to put a stock and the mag in there, they're all very similar in size. Now, I do give the Stryfe, it's very lightweight. I really like the original Stryfe. And when I got the Nerf Elite 2.0 Phoenix, it was just really front heavy, and I was like, oh my gosh. But they're all very similar in size, but if I was going to go for one, right here, this costs, well, it's actually right on par with the Phoenix, but it is less than the Stryfe. This shoots harder. It has more attachments. I mean, yeah, right here is what I would go with when it comes down to performance and shooting between, you know, both those. So again, I'm gonna pull up another video here of the Phoenix and this here. Gosh, look at that. The Phoenix and the Spectrum. I mean, you know, whew, come on. You know what you're going with. You're going with that Spectrum. This is just awesome. So that is my quick overall, just 2-minute compare, right? Just want to give you the views. And we'll probably do an in-depth video on that later because I got 4 or 5 messages of people saying, okay, can you just shoot them both? Let me know on price. Let me know on this. And, you know, I'm probably going to do it, but just go with the Spectrum. You can't go wrong. So let's pull up a thing of me shooting it here. You guys can kind of see. Again, it shoots great. When you let those motors rev, it shoots great and hard. Some of you guys are like, what are the FPS? Yeah, we're getting right around 90 to 95 FPS. Some are right in there. Usually right around the 90s. If you do, you know, shoot rapid succession and the motors can't really ramp back up, yeah, you drop. But if you shoot, wait a second, shoot, wait a second, okay, then you actually get really, really good performance out of this thing. That's why I'm kind of pumped to see where people are going to take this thing because, wow, this thing is just a beast out of the box. But again, you can see me, I threw my drum on there just to shoot a bunch of rounds out of this because I really like shooting this thing. I really do, guys. I'm telling you, man. There's not a lot of blasters that come out where I'm like, oh, man, this thing rocks comparison to the other competitors. And I'm telling you, Adventure Force is, oh, man. The blasters, again, they're coming out with, and if you guys want to see a few of them, check it out here. They're just ridiculous. They're just awesome. Every one that I see, I'm like, my gosh. What is going on? Like, I'm like, this thing is just sweet for the price point. But yeah, you know, I don't know what else to say about this thing other than what everybody else is saying is that it is awesome. If you guys can pick up one of these things, I highly recommend to do it. It should be compatible with all of your, you know, Nerf stuff that you have laying around and kind of other non-Nerf brands. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of this. I'm very, very curious because again, it freaking just flat out rocks. Anyways, guys, definitely subscribe if you guys haven't already. You know, like 90% of you guys who watch this don't even subscribe. And I was like, you know what, just subscribe so you guys can see more stuff like this. Anyways, thanks again, Fox fans.